This Azur Lane collab featured what some would consider some pretty blatant pay-to-win. Azur Lane New Jersey might make it to the top of that list. This ship seems to be pretty darn good, so I thought we'd break down the ship and even tackle this pay-to-win conversation. New Jersey. Basically, it's a premium skinned Iowa with a few different statistics. The biggest changes are that she has faster shell velocity than the Iowa and the Missouri for the armor-piercing and HE shells, and New Jersey also has a higher Sigma rating of 1.9 instead of 1.8, meaning her shells group a little tighter together and also a little longer main battery range. All that you trade off for those great gun characteristics are a few thousand health and a 1 second longer reload. So off the bat, is it better than the Iowa? Yeah, it is. The faster shell velocity assists in aiming, it gives you more armor penetration, and the better Sigma or shell grouping will help with accuracy over the long run, and these things are well worth a few thousand health or a 1 second wait on the reload. The better Sigma, you're probably not going to notice it off the bat. I played Iowa and New Jersey back to back, I couldn't really tell, but over the course of 100 shells or more, that's when the difference might be noticeable, and New Jersey in theory should just be more reliable. But it's not egregious, guys. The differences are really quite minor in my opinion. New Jersey, while better, is just marginally so, not $70 better, in my humble opinion. Some Super Iowa or American BB Unicoms might disagree, but for my testing, which so far has been about 50,000 ship XP, it felt like Iowa just marginally more reliable. But before we go on with this conversation, let's see how we're setting her up. I've tried a couple builds, but for now I'm buffing turret traverse, rudder, concealment, and using artillery plotting room. Currently, I'm testing the Azur Lane New Jersey Commander with flammable cannoneer, crisscross firefighter, don't you just love it, that new perk, and fight fire with fire. Don't you just love it is a really great skill. It's going to buff your dispersion, which is good because you lose marksman, and you're also going to deal more damage when you get citadels. And her base skill improves damage over long range shooting. Anything past 10 km, you're going to deal more damage. So pretty darn good commander, I have to say. If you don't have her, that's okay. Just run Billy Sims and this ship is still going to do fine. Inspirations. I like D. Ravel as an inspo here because of the 31 second base reload, and you could also buff accuracy with the commander as well. So New Jersey, stats wise, the health is a few thousand less than the Iowa. Does it matter that much? No, not really. The armor is identical to Iowa, I believe. 32mm bow, pretty large superstructure. Citadel's well below the waterline, that is good. Deck armor's 38mm, but the Citadel deck is pretty thin. I think this opens her up to damage from plunging fire, but I haven't experienced it here in this past couple weeks. Back to the guns. The 31 second reload is now going to be the 4th slowest reload for battleships at tier 7. Kansas, the Flounder, Vladivostok, and then New Jersey. So the DPM is actually going to be a smidge less than the Iowa and Missouri, just barely. The AA is pretty amazing like other American BBs. It's some of the best in the game. And for most of the games I actually played with the AA mod in slot 1 because it's really fun on Iowa class battleships. The AA is nuts, and anytime I can make a carrier player feel pain, I smile. But for some reason right now, CVs are not very prevalent in my matches. I've been grinding the heck out of tier 7 for these modules nonstop, and I'm seeing very, very few CVs, so I finally traded that for turret traverse. If you're running into a lot of carriers, put the AA mod in slot 1 and go nuts. Top speed for New Jersey is a solid 30 knots, just like Iowa and Missouri, but after that, the Iowa's maneuverability is gross. Turning circle is huge, and the rudder shift time is very, very bad, so that's why I'm currently testing the rudder module. Overall, I'd probably still prefer prop mod, and if you find yourself getting burnt to a crisp, try the damage control module. It's always a solid choice if you're having trouble with survivability. Concealment's 15.4, that's on the bad side, but the perm camo is going to help you out a little bit there. Overall, my verdict is that it's a great battleship and a lot of fun, but at the end of the day, the difference between it and Iowa are not worth the investment, in my opinion. Now, if you're a die-hard American BB captain and you enjoy playing at tier 7, then this ship could be for you. You'll get premium bonuses and have a buffed Iowa. Is this pay to win? In the case of New Jersey, no, I'm not going to call it that. The improvements are just marginal. You're not going to load in with this ship and start wrecking face just because you forked out the money, which by my definition, that's what I call pay to win. Just because I had the New Jersey, I wasn't winning any more games in solo battleship play than I was with the Iowa. Pay to win was Weimar on release at tier 6. That ship was just so laughably unbalanced compared to her peers at the tier that you had an unfair advantage over other players, not in the Weimar. New Jersey, while it's better, no one's refuting that, I don't see it running lobbies at all. In my games, in her, she felt well balanced. The improved shell velocity helped aiming at long range, sure, but it also led to more overpins on light cruisers. And the Sigma, while technically better on paper, you're not going to notice it when you're firing the guns, it's balanced out by the 1-second reload nerf. All in all, I think it's fine. I think it's a balanced ship, and while it's probably true that I won't take the Iowa out over the New Jersey ever again, I also wouldn't say it's going to outperform the Iowa by a huge margin, and if I were free to play, I wouldn't say it's worth $70. Personally, if I were on the fence about this battleship, first, grind to the Iowa, get a feel for her, see if you like that playstyle, and then grind and buy the Massachusetts for global XP, 750,000 in the store. Massachusetts, I still enjoy more than the New Jersey. The small profile of the South Dakota ships are more fun to me in brawling. They have an ultra tight turning circle that feels more fun to drive around than these big long ships, and the secondaries give you a little extra deterrent up close. That's just my 2 cents, guys. Be sure to go check out other YouTubers that take the time to make these reviews and cover these ships for your benefit. Spartan Elite 43 had a great breakdown of the New Jersey. Tommy Boy always does a good, thorough job. And Where Are You Aaron? Even though he's a bot, I think he does a good job showcasing these ships. So go check out those guys before you make a decision and fork out the money. If you're really looking to maximize your value in this game, you're much better off buying the Azur Lane New Jersey Commander and using her on all of your American BBs. She is simply better than Billy Sims. Her base trait is going to improve your salvo weight over and over and over again as long as you're firing over 10 kilometers. She has Firefighter, that's a better survivability perk than Billy Sims has, and her special skill is going to improve your Citadel damage by a little bit. I don't find it as powerful as people are talking about, but if you also go and look, Marksmanship nerfs your rudder shift time on Iowa by a full second from my calculation. So Azur Lane, New Jersey, $20. Pretty good value. You can use it on every American battleship that you own. And there is your pay to win. But hey, $20. I mean, it's worth it to me. Leave me a comment down below what you guys think of the whole Azur Lane wave, and be sure to like the video as it would help me out a lot. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.